Hey, Mark Meldrum, Meldrum's Monster Garage. Today, Meldrum's Sauerkraut Ball Production. And I'm here. Now, I've showed you how to do these many, many times. So I'm going to put a link in my Sauerkraut Ball Productions before. But today, we're going to stick to the pro tips. All right? The things that separate your sauerkraut balls from the rest of the people. Now, as far as the ham goes, get to the grocery store and buy the cheapest ham you can. It doesn't matter because once you fry everything up, everything's going to be just delicious. So 2 pounds of cooked ham, and what you're going to run that through the food processor. So you just cut it up into chunks, throw it in here, and then you're going to run it in after you run it through there. You're going to put it in a nice flat bowl here. Run your fingers through there. Make sure you don't have any big chunks or anything. If you have some bigger chunks, take them out and throw them back in the food processor while you still can. The other thing you have to make sure is make sure your sauerkraut is dry. So you don't want a lot of water in your sauerkraut or you're going to have exploding balls. What I usually do is I've got this Vlasic sauerkraut that I've been using the last few years. I throw it in my salad spinner, spin it around, and then I take it out and I put it in the food processor again. This is the first thing I do. And then I put it back in the salad spinner. Then I take a nice big chunk of onion, cut that into chunks just like I'm cutting this ham up, and run it through the food processor. Now it's going to be wet too. So what I do is I put it back in with the sauerkraut ball and then I double dry it. So look at all the water that comes out. So the onion and the sauerkraut get mixed together nicely when you do this. So once I'm done chopping up the ham and putting it in the bowl, I'll put the sauerkraut right on top of there. And then look at this. Look at this. Corned beef. You don't have to go out and buy a beautiful big chunk of corned beef, and because we're just going to run it through the food processor real quick. Can you believe this? Is this World War II or what? We still got keys on these cans to get them open. My God, you'd think after years and years and years of making corned beef libbies, you'd come up with a better way to open up these cans. Or make it round so, we can put it in I wonder why they make a rectangular one. That's weird. Anyway, hey, you can tell I'm all jacked up on my Bixby's coffee. I had a little latte this morning, so I'm all jacked up. I got a few more tips, but let me get into production a little bit more. Here we go. Pro tip number 2, when you're cooking with your beagle, don't feed her onion or sauerkraut. That's not good for them. But a little chunk of ham every once in a while, that's okay. Right, Abby? You were happy about the ham she got. Okay, another pro tip. When you are grinding up, okay, we got it out of the can there, the corned beef. Grind it up with your ham. Otherwise, when you run the corned beef through the food processor, it's going to come out kind of chunky and bally and just about the same consistency it came out of the can with. But if you put it in with the ham and big chunks of ham and run it through the food processor, it's going to mix it together better. All right? So that's another pro tip. And you don't want to get this to the consistency where it's puree. You want nice little chunks of ham in here, okay? Nice fluffy chunks of ham. How do I know how to make these sauerkraut balls? Well, it's handed down from my mom, and we always, make these in her honor. She always had trouble getting people to help her make these. I mean, I remember grinding up that meat over there with a hand grinder to help her out. Of course, now the food processor makes it a bunch easy. And I made one of these books, The Secret Ingredient, for Monica when she came into the family. And this one is version 2.0 I made for Patty because she just loved the book. And I took a lot of the same pictures and a lot of new pictures in here. You can see us making sauerkraut balls at my house a while back. Tomorrow we're making them at Sarah's house. But the next thing we're going to do on this sauerkraut ball, you got the original recipe right there in her handwriting and then deciphered. I typed it all out. But some of the things that modernize this, obviously the food processor, I get a kick out of this. I don't know how long they've been doing this, but I don't remember it all the time. They actually tell you, you know, 1 stick of butter is, or 1 stick is a half a cup. It's listed right on there. So we need to do 3/4 cup, so I can melt this butter in the microwave. So we're gonna cut that at 1/4 cup, and so I'll use just about half of that there. All right, I'll throw it in here, this Pyrex container, and put it in the microwave. And then we've got a cup of milk sitting here, and we're gonna start warming that up, and we're gonna add in the melted butter, and then slowly add this flour to thicken up the mixture. Once we get it thickened up, we will throw it back in our mix over here, and mix it by hand. Now, keep stirring. Stir, stir, stir. You don't want to burn this. So I added the flour really slowly, and I kept mixing. You don't want lumps. I think if you add the flour in too quick, you're going to get lumps. And this is going to take a while. I've got this on kind of medium heat. I don't know if you can see that. See the medium heat? All right, keep stirring. And you'll know when it turns into like porridge that it's all done and it's ready to use. You'll feel it in the spoon and you'll see it. Like right now, it's getting there. All right, I lowered the heat as I went along. I'm gonna turn it off now. And now it's like a porridge. All right, mashed potatoes, whatever you call it. I'll keep mixing and I'll dump it in. Hard to do this with the camera. Okay, last pro tip before I go. Hey, you want perfect balls? Use a little ball maker here. Cool device. Make sure all the balls are the same size. I remember doing these with Mom, and the balls would get bigger and bigger and bigger as we went along because we just wanted to get done. So I don't know, I got maybe 23, 24 balls in each package. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what do we got? 12 dozen or so. So there you go. We're ready to fry. We'll take these over to Copley and fry them up to deliciousness tomorrow. Mark Meldrum, Meldrum's Monster Garage, Meldrum's Kitchen today. Oh, you might want to wear some rubber gloves while you do this. Otherwise, your hands will smell like sauerkraut for days. Anyway, see ya.